Hey, so I wanted to talk about these Koss HV1A headphones. If yours are anything like mine, these pads seems to, after only a few years, completely fall apart and disintegrate. You know, these just came off, and these aren't a whole much better. I actually purchased some replacements some years back from Koss, which they used to be able to get online, but recently found out that they're no longer making them. So like, now what do you do, right? And so I own 3 pairs of these. These are the HV1A LCs, which have volume controls. This is the HV1A Plus that they came out with, and these here were my original HV1As that I purchased back in the 70s. And I love these headphones. I mean, you know, I have some newer types, you know, Sennheiser and some others like that are good headphones, but I keep going back to these because I always just loved the open sound that they had. So now I'm sort of on a mission to figure out how do I replace these foam ear cushions with something in the near future, because those are going to go too. I don't know about you, but these replacements didn't seem to last too long. So I came up with a way to buy some foam, and then came up with a method of creating the donuts for the headphones. See, these ones I just replaced with my own foam that I purchased. Ended up getting, let's see here. So got like 4 of these foam 3/4 inch foam blocks on eBay for like $5, and they're a little bit stiffer than the existing ones, but they still seem to work pretty good, at least on my ears. So I'm going to show you what I actually did to go and to be able to cut the donuts here for the earpieces. So here we have the foam I got on eBay. It's 3/4 inch, and if you compare it to the Koss foam, it's just a little bit thicker, but it's also more dense. If you just look at how easy it is to push, and this is definitely more firm. So ideally, I think I would like to find a foam that was a little bit less firm, but in the end, it's not such a bad thing, because when you go to cut the foam, something that's a little bit more denser is going to be easier to cut through than something that's super soft. In any case, I think it's going to work out well for me. So the other challenge is finding a way to cut these round circular holes in the foam. And I did some research on the internet, whatnot, and you know, some people have used like copper pipe, yet they sharpen up, or they use PVC pipe where they cut like little teeth at the end of it. Problem with those methods is it's kind of hard to find the right diameter for doing one of these. So I measured this outside diameter is about 3 inches, and the inside diameter is about 1.25 inches. So what I did was I went on Amazon, did some searching, and then I came across these cookie cutters. So for under $10, you can get a set of cookie cutters on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description, that are all various, you know, different sizes. And once you know that it exactly had the right size for me, let's see. So need like a 3-incher, which is this one. Kind of hard to see, but it's kind of put in here. So it would be a 3-inch, and you can see the foam, the Koss fits perfectly in there. And then there's a 1 1/4, and that fits perfectly in the middle. So, you know, these aren't super sharp. They're not bad, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to cutting through that foam easily. So what you have to do is you have to take these, and I'll show you that next, where you just take your Dremel tool with your little stone grinder on the end of it and basically sharpen up the edges of these cookie cutters. So here we are. I've got the cookie cutter here. And what you want to do is you want to take your Dremel with that little stone grinder here. What you want to do is just take a bevel and then just kind of go around the inside of the cutter. And after you do that, do the same thing on the outside edge. So what we're trying to do is just create a sharper edge on this cutter so that it cuts through the foam easier. And what you do to try to see how that edge is getting sharper is you can just take like you would a regular knife. If you've ever sharpened knives, you can tell how sharp they are by putting your thumb across the blade. So after you've gone around a couple times, you can feel that the sharpest part is going to be where it feels the most rough. If it feels smooth, that means it doesn't have much of a sharp edge. So you just you keep doing that all the way around on the inside, and then you go around all the way around on the outside. And that should work quite well, I think, for cutting our foam. So what you want to do is you want to take your cutter, put it in the foam, and start pushing down and rotating it around, cutting through the foam. Now I put it on the back of a carpet here to give it a little bit of a grip under the foam, otherwise it tends to slide around. And you kind of have to take your time and sort of try to hold it. Now the problem with my foam here is it's not very big, right? If the foam was a bit larger, where you could get a grip and hold it down, I think it would be a bit easier to do. All right. So I just keep doing that. You can see it's cutting through the bottom here. So you just keep doing that. And eventually you'll get it to go all the way through. And I want to point out that you can get these cookie cutters that have handles on them. I didn't see a set that had all the diameters that I was looking for, but there may be some out there, and if you had a handle where you could push down, it might be a little bit easier than trying to grab this thing and trying to push it around. But there we go. So we gotta, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. The alternative is you get these ugly replacement cushions that just look like hell on these headphones. So I think this is a pretty good option. Now to cut the center one, I kind of leave the existing one in the cookie cutter, and I kind of eyeball the center, and I do the same thing with this guy. This one goes easier because it's smaller, and it kind of goes in pretty easy. Check that out. Yeah. Getting there. There we go. Voila. We've got our area cushion donut. So I've done a couple of these, and show you in a sec. So here's a pair I already did with the new foam I cut out. This one could be a little bit better, I think. And here's another pair that has the original Koss replacements on there. And you can see they're not bad, you know. And I think searching around a little bit more and finding maybe a closer foam that maybe was a bit bigger that I could get better grips on would come out even better. But this, I mean, the alternative is you don't have any air cushions, or the ones you do get are really kind of crappy and not designed to go with these. To glue them on, you know, you could always get some double-sided tape on Amazon or whatever and cut out some circles and, you know, put some double-sided tape on there to hold these on. But I just used this Power Grab stuff from Loctite. And what I would do is I would just take the cushion and I would just dab all around it like this. And then stick it, you know, on the and then just stick it on the headphone like this and push down. And it seems, I did these with it, and it seems to hold quite well. So here's another one I cut out earlier. So I think this works pretty good. I mean, considering there's not a lot of alternatives out there since Koss stopped making these replacements for people, I think this is a pretty good alternative.